of it then. I figured he was writing down bills, organizing paperwork, trying to make things easier for me after he was gone. I had no idea he was writing something else entirely. Something that would change everything. 3 weeks before he passed, he called his lawyer, a man named Gerald Hoffman, someone I'd never heard of. They met privately. My father handed him a sealed envelope and gave very specific instructions. "Read this at my funeral," he said. "Make sure they're all there." I didn't know who they were, not yet. 10:20. The funeral confrontation. My father died on a Tuesday morning in October. The leaves were turning, the air was cold, and I was holding his hand when he took his last breath. He looked at me, squeezed my fingers weakly, and whispered, "You were always enough, David. Don't let them tell you different." Those were his last words. The funeral was scheduled for Saturday. I paid for everything out of my own savings. A modest service at Riverside Chapel, a simple casket, a small reception afterward. I didn't ask Jennifer's family for help. I didn't want their money or their pity. But they came anyway, all of them. Patricia, Richard, Andrew, Jennifer's Aunt Carol, her Uncle Tom. They arrived early, dressed in black, whispering among themselves before the service even started. I was standing near the casket, trying to hold myself together, when I heard Patricia's voice behind me. "Is this the best casket you could afford, David? It looks a little plain." I turned around, stunned. "Excuse me?" She smiled, that thin, polite smile people use when they're being cruel. "I just mean, your father deserved something nicer. But I understand. Not everyone has the means." Richard chuckled. "At least, it's over quick. No drawn-out estate nonsense. I'm sure he didn't have much to leave behind anyway." Andrew chimed in. "Probably some old tools and a mortgage he couldn't pay off. Hope you're not expecting a windfall, David." I clenched my fists. I wanted to scream. I wanted to throw them out. But this was my father's funeral. I wasn't going to disrespect him by causing a scene. Jennifer stood beside me, silent. She didn't defend me. She didn't tell her family to stop. She just stared at the floor. The service was brief. A pastor said a few words. Some of my father's old co-workers attended and shared memories. Jennifer's family sat in the back, checking their phones, barely paying attention. And then, just as we were about to close the casket, Gerald Hoffman walked in. He was an older